if you do that, it summons a demon that will come and grab the light, the candle, and throw it down into the baths.
Why would anyone want to do that? Hi, we're Scott and Cindy.
Come be a ghost tourist with us.
And we'll tell you if the places are spooky or dooky.
We're standing above the Sutro Baths.
And
There they are.
So we went to the Sutro Baths, and it was built originally by Adolf Sutro, probably the most famous Adolf in history. He was the
never
one.
never heard that name before,
He's
or
the-
anybody named that name before.
He's the one-time mayor of San Francisco, and he built these baths.
Sutro Baths. It was an indoor swimming pool where all the wealthy would go and spend, a nice weekend, bathing and having water fun. Sutro Baths.
The largest swimming establishment in the world at that time, big enough for 10,000 people to be there at the same time, with slides and springboards and trapezes and a high dive. But people only visited once.
Once because they died there, or because they were scared of being there?
Because the place made them uneasy.
So supposedly, when he built it in the 1800s,
Yeah.
there was already paranormal activity there.
Yes. Because
Okay.
people felt weird when they were there and uncomfortable.
And then they never wanted to go back.
didn't want to go back, so it
Okay.
didn't do very well after a while.
So it lasted until about the 1960s when it burned down and caused irreparable damage to the structure of the pools, and so it closed down.
I would go there just because I think I could meet somebody at the bathhouse. Nice young
In
gentleman.
the 1800s.
Well,
not
you said
now.
until the 60s. Free love 60s.
Well, to 1966, I think, is when it burned down. So there's a lot of ghostly
This is my
guests.
attractive face.
So lots of ghostly guests remain there. You might be able to go there now and have somebody attached to you if you so desire.
Oh.
Present-day visitors of the now defunct Sutro Baths see patrons walking the site at night, Victorian ladies with parasols, and people in turn-of-the-century swimsuits
Oh.
walking around,
Very
milling around.
nice.
And voices can be heard faintly with disembodied laughter, people having fun, and explained sounds of crowds from the past.
So some of the ghosts that people think might be there's Natalie Selena Harrison,
Okay.
who was one of those women, waited on the shores for her husband to return from the World
Seems
War.
like that's what a lot of women did in the olden days.
Yes, they just stood looking out to sea all day long.
Waiting for their fiancés or future husbands or lovers to return.
So she died brokenhearted, and people have seen her ghosts wandering along the rocks by the beach
That's sad.
ever since then. And even way back in 1917, there was a paranormal ghost society there that recorded her crying. So she's been there 100 years.
So they still see her to
Yeah,
this
the
day.
ghost has been there 100 years. Cindy was pointing out the satanic eyes, and I noticed the upside down cross. But everyone sees the smiley face.
Okay. In 1887, a ship named Parallel crashed on the rocks. It was carrying 40 tons of black gunpowder. Oh, dynamite.
Oh,
The
dear.
explosion killed everyone aboard the ship.
I would think so.
And today people see the ghost ship of the Parallel heading for the rocks, and then it just disappeared.
It should have gone parallel to the rocks. Then it would have been fine.
But it doesn't explode, it just disappears.
So some of those people who died may be seen along the Sutro Baths. This is the part where she falls on her ass and we get $10 million from AFV.
I thought it was only $10,000.
Well, depends if you're the Tom Bergeron era or the guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nelly.
We're in the Sutro Baths. I wonder if these were like the dressing rooms.
But it doesn't make sense. You can't get from one to the other.
Right, they have private dressing rooms.
But there's no
maybe
door.
there was doors right here though. There's an opening obviously. But guess who was here before? Guess. No, guess. Justin.
Oh, Justin was here. And in 1896, Frank Denvin fell headfirst from a ladder into a pool that didn't have any water in it and hit his head. And squished.
Yeah, he was on the ladder of a water slide.
He died at 16, and so
Poor
he's
thing.
still stuck
And
there.
here's the article about that incident.
You can read it at your own. Go ahead and pause it, and then go back and
Press
read
pause
it.
so that
Yeah,
you
right,
can read
right
it.
here. Let's get her expression when she looks in the last hole.
Oh, what is it?
It's Ghost Tourist!
Oh yeah, look at that.
But aside from one lonely broad and a kid who fell on his face and a whole shipload of people exploding, why else might this place be haunted?
Why are there ghosts here?
Old Indian burial ground?
Absolutely. Not only was it an Indian cemetery, it was the cemetery for all of San Francisco. And then in the 30s, the Board of Supervisors said, hey, we don't want people buried in San Francisco anymore. Everybody move all your people.
That's awful.
And then, of course, hundreds of them were left behind. A lot of people digging there find unmarked graves, they'll find bones. So it's
To this day, that
to this
still
day.
happened.
Another reason why this place might be crazily haunted is that Sutro didn't just have swimming there. He had like a freak show bizarre museum thing with relics from all over the world, probably stolen. People at the time called it a multicultural smorgasbord of horror. So that's not good. Probably most disturbing, he had a 3,500-year-old mummy
Okay.
and 2 mummified heads and a mummified hand just sitting around. So, everybody knows cursed objects like that will bring you problems.
So he had buildings there in addition to pool.
I can show you black and white pictures of what it used to look like.
Here.
And this is where you go, oh, interesting.
Oh, that is big.
That's what she said on her. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so the other reason that the Sutro Baths could have a real awful, eerie feel to it is the Satanists.
Oh yeah, they're doing rituals in the tunnel, right?
Yeah, imagine that. Has anybody ever heard of Anton LaVey?
Yes.
He is the founder of the Church of Satan.
Been there, done that.
And the Sutro Baths were a meeting place for the Church of Satan, who performed seances, animal sacrifices, and rituals to conjure malevolent spirits.
I might not even walk through that tunnel.
Oh, you're
because
walking through the tunnel.
I am a little bit more cautious than this guy.
You're going
here.
through the tunnel.
Nope.
What are your thoughts about the cave? That looks pretty good. It's people in there.
We're going through a tunnel with snakes in here.
Fish. So the underground tunnels were built to use the tides to bring water into the pools. But after the site was abandoned, they started seeing claw marks on the tunnel walls. Like some creature was in there, and people heard noises and footsteps coming from inside when nobody was there. You hear the thunder of the waves?
Supposedly, you can go in there late at night if you so desire and light a candle. If you do that, it summons a demon that will come and grab the light, the candle, and throw it down into the baths. It throws it down into the...
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, get that.
Uh-huh.
Why would anyone want to do that?
Well, who knows? But we are not going to turn on a candle.
No.
We are not going to summon anything.
That's feel any fingers. Oh, it's right there.
Oh my God. Woo!
One couple walked through at night with no flashlights
Oh, that's a good idea.
and heard footsteps approaching them, and so they froze and heard something walking all the way around them and then walking away. And then when they exited the tunnel, there was nobody else there. Why would you go into a tunnel at night
Without a flashlight.
in the pitch dark?
Especially nowadays. Don't you like have it on your phone?
I think they did it on purpose to see what would happen, but
Oh.
they're dumb.
Oh. Ah! Do you have a scary face?
Usually.
So on the spooky scale, we give
Sutro Baths.
I would give it a 3, except I don't think there's any ghosts. It might be
yeah.
2.5.
It's not spooky or it's not ghosty. It's interesting.
Steps or hill.
And definitely worth the trip, I think.